This is way worse than we thought as Oiler fans voiced their displeasure in the latest edition of the Athletics NHL Management Fan Survey. And how confident are we exactly in the Oilers management? We will break down where the Oilers rank among all 32 NHL teams. And honestly, folks, it may surprise you. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe here to the channel, as 76% of you watching these videos have not yet subscribed. The season is getting closer and closer by the day. So for any and all Oiler news, make sure you stay tapped in by hitting that button down below there. Now with the Oilers and where they rank amongst the the fan confidence in their management. Well, we'll just take a look at that in the latest edition, as I mentioned, of the NHL front office confidence rankings. However you fan or how fans feel about every team in 2025. Now, where the Oilers rank amongst teams, again, is a little bit shocking, but again, I can kind of see it. But where they amongst the other conference finalists, I mean, the Florida Panthers, the Stanley Cup champions. I mean, all credit to Bill Zito and the way that the Panthers have built that entire organization from the ground up after being bottom feeders nearly their entire existence there. I mean, they had Pavel Bure way back then, and then really nothing until the revitalization with this new Florida Panther team. I mean, A's across the board here. Take a look at the Dallas Stars ranking in second place there after dropping back-to-back years to the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, they've went to 3 conference finals in a row there, falling to the Vegas Golden Knights in 2023. And again, the fan base in the public very, very confident with how the Dallas Stars are doing everything, roster building, cap management, draft in, develop, trading, free agency in vision there. I mean, the only thing that they've really faulted on was the defensive side of things, other than, Thomas Harley in Mira Heiskanen. Not a whole lot of depth besides them, but again, I mean, if you want to build your defense around 2 guys, those would be 2 fantastic guys to build it around. And then the Carolina Hurricanes in 3rd place there. Again, what Eric Tulsky is doing, I mean, you can sort of slate him for the Mikko Rantanen thing, but still, I think the Carolina Hurricanes came out a much better team after trading Mikko Rantanen to the Dallas Stars. There wasn't too sure if Mikko Rantanen was going to sign long-term in Carolina, and then Carolina didn't get cold feet whatsoever. They were on the move right away once they found out that Mikko Rantanen wasn't, again, was very hesitant about his future in Carolina there. So Eric Tulsky, fantastic. I mean, again, A's for Carolina. I mean, the worst really is, a B plus there. I mean, that's that's a fantastic report card for those with the memories of school there in the report card. So you'd have to wonder, okay, I mean, Carolina, Dallas, in Florida, all 3 made their respective conference finals last year. Where does Edmonton rank? Back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. I mean, they haven't advanced past the second round, or first round, I should say, since 2021 with the Winnipeg Jets. But the Oilers in 21st place there in the NHL with an overall grade of C there. And of course, the fan base is a little bit, more harsh than the public there when it comes to, like roster building. The fan base C+. There was Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson there. I'm sure there's a lot of, grudges held over past decision making by the management, not just, Bowman and Jackson, but, Peter Chiarelli, Steve Tambellini. Let's go way back in the decade of darkness there. I mean, it's pretty much, I've seen a bunch of comments saying, since Daryl Cates took over the team there, sure, the team has had, financial security, a new ring, but just a whole lot of mistakes that the Oilers have made over the past couple of years. We'll just take a look at the other, categories here. Cap management, both C- there. Sure, they've done, well with cap management, but still there's, a lot of question marks, surrounding, stuff like the Evander Kane LTIR situation last year, where the Oilers weren't too sure what was happening on that front. Drafting in developing, I mean, they don't really have, a lot of high-end picks to begin with, with a cup contender. They're using those assets at, say the trade deadline or, the free agency part of things when they are making trades there. So, I mean, drafting and developing, and even when they do draft and develop, I mean, they get offer sheeted anyway. So, trading a C+, very fair grade by that. I think, the Oilers have had some success with trading the past couple of years. Ekholm, in Wallman, 2 right off the top of my head. But again, there could be a whole lot more done on the trading side of things for the Oilers to improve this team. In the free agency, C+, is the grade the public gave them compared to, B- for the fan base there. I think, the only thing that would, transfer that B- to anything else with the fan base is A goaltender, yes, I will. I will hammer that home until the cows come home for the free agency, and then the Vision C plus on both sides there. Again, the only question mark with that is, the Vision, the post McDavid in Draisaitl era. There, I mean, the foundation has been set whatsoever with that, but I think we're still enjoying the now instead of wondering about the when with other teams like Montreal, San Jose, Chicago, any of those teams that have been in a full blown rebuild. I mean, they're doing a lot better job at rebuilding than the Oilers did during the decade of darkness. They pretty much lucked into all of those first overall picks. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll admit it, first overall picks, and they finally hit on one with McDavid there. But for the Oilers, I mean, again, see, it's a bit of a harsh grade, but still, when you think about the goal that the Edmonton Oilers have been trying to do since day one of the Connor McDavid era is surround him with a full team and giving him Lord Stanley's Cup, and they've failed to do that at all during his tenure there. I mean, the closest he got was a Conn Smythe trophy after losing in Game 7. But we'll take a look at the few comments made by the Oiler fans during this athletic survey. And letting Broberg, but especially Holloway, walk forward. Let's be honest, nothing in return was a huge blunder, which set us back. I mean, we're still on the Broberg and Holloway thing. I mean, just when we thought we were past it, comes back yet again. And I mean, sure that could weigh into many decisions here made by the Oiler fans during the survey, but at some point you gotta let it go. What's gone is gone. I don't think those two will ever come back. I mean, Broberg loved the guy, but he's on the outs anyways, and Holloway, sure, a huge mistake not matching that. I mean, it was pretty much pennies, when it comes to his deployment in St. Louis and, the amount of points he got with St. Louis this year. But anyways, you gotta let that go. But other than that, not sure what the vision was, making the team older, smaller, and slower after the last couple loss to Florida, which is kind of interesting, as I thought the Oilers got younger there by promoting Matt Savoy and, trading for Ike Howard from the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, the older side of things, they pretty much ditched all of their older guys. Connor Brown, Evander Kane, Corey Perry, the oldest guy in the NHL right now, as far as I know. So the older, smaller, slower thing, kind of doesn't really make sense. I mean, they got Mangiapane. Sure, he's a bit of an older guy, smaller, but he still got his wheels to him. After that year in Calgary, there, everyone thought, okay, the type of player he can be. Hopefully, he comes back to that form in Edmonton. But again, to lose like that back to back was devastating, especially this past year. Wasn't close there. And again, sure, it wasn't Game 7, but it also wasn't like it was complete thrashing by the Florida Panthers. Sure, the Oilers, came back after they're down 3-0 in that one game against the Panthers, but again, it wasn't a thrashing whatsoever. It was a lot closer than other people, in their mind are trying to paint it out to be. And another survey response, I just can't trust the Oilers because they're so Jekyll and Hyde, 2 steps forward and then 4 steps back, infuriating how they can't seem to claw their way out of certain holes. If they can get a goalie and trade Nurse, this might land Stanley in Edmonton. Otherwise, and I mean, getting a goalie is a whole lot easier than trading Darnell Nurse. I mean, that guy is, again, as much as I hate to say it, he's an important part of the Oilers. Sure, he's awful in the playoffs, but you know what? He's decent in the regular season. Is he $9.25 million decent in the regular season? No, but you know what? Very, very serviceable there. But again, I mean, see, I mean, comparing these to the other 3 teams that I showed you before, showing Edmonton, again, a very tough crowd. So this shows, the contrast between American fans and Canadian fans. Sure, the Florida Panthers went back-to-back. We'll take a look at the other 2 teams with Carolina and Dallas. Sure, haven't really gotten to the Stanley Cup Finals recently. I mean, Carolina hasn't gotten to the Cup Finals since 2006. And in Dallas, after falling in 2020 to the Tampa Bay Lightning there, I mean, their fans are very, very content there. Meanwhile, the Edmonton Oilers, not having raised Lord Stanley's Cup yet, 21st again. Very, very tough crowd. American fans, they're content with whatever they can get, and Canadian fans, not just the Oilers, but the other 6 Canadian franchises in the NHL, they are wanting whatever they can get there. And last year's offer sheet debacle has turned into a full-blown disaster with the Leafs, Holloway, and Broberg took with the Blues. It's fair to wonder whether the Oilers might have won it all with both on their roster, and while it was understandable for the team to let Broberg go at that price, Again, it remains unbelievable that the team didn't match Holloway's paltry cap hit. Beyond that, from Dom at the Athletic there, the Frederick deal doesn't inspire confidence. I mean, we haven't seen a healthy Trent Frederick yet with this Oiler team there, so you can't really write him off before you see him as a in his 100% healthy form. And the team's continuing goaltending issues are also a sore spot. With the best player in the world, the Oilers should have been champs by now. An upper half management team probably could have made that happen, but as they say in horseshoes, close isn't close enough anymore there. And you can see, I mean, sure, there's no Stanley Cup champion banner in the rafters at Rogers Place, but you can see there the success over the past 4 years there. I mean, back-to-back Cup Finals. 2023 beat the LA Kings. I mean, as is tradition, before falling to the Vegas Golden Knights in a series that the Vegas Golden Knights said was their hardest test yet during that playoff run. I mean, we sort of took that for granted how hard it is to win the Stanley Cup there. And again, 2022 when the Oilers somehow, some way got to the conference finals before getting swept against the Colorado Avalanche there. So, it's not always bleak in oil country, folks. I mean, sure, Bowman and company, they feel the heat for this upcoming year. I mean, it's cup or bust for the third year in a row there, and they are more than understanding of that too. But again, it remains to be seen what kind of Oiler team we will see before the end of the regular season. It might look a whole lot different from the start of the regular season with the trade deadline and any other moves this team might make there. But 21st, again, in my mind, harsh. But that is it for today's video, folks. Make sure you let me know down in the comments which grades would you give them for all of those categories there if you participated. Let me know what grades you gave them. And is 21st harsh, or is it, being very easy on the Oilers? I mean, some fan bases take that for granted. I mean, we're just, hungry for anything that we can get. But folks, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. I'm Matt.